While this is a short duration transit, some areas will surely be highlighted. Hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. I've been really busy since the last 2 months, so I'm really sorry that this particular video on the Mercury transit into Gemini has been delayed by a few days. I promised that I'll do more videos on the transits. Only thing is, sometimes the transit is for a very short duration, just maybe 20-25 days within a certain sign. So the results or the effects of the particular transit may not be very strong or may not be long lasting. However, they may be important enough, because sometimes it may happen that a certain house is triggered, a certain event is triggered, which may have a long lasting impact on us. For example, a good opportunity for a job change comes, a good opportunity for an investment comes, a good opportunity for buying a property comes, a good opportunity for saying yes to somebody's marriage proposal comes. Then if we delay it, or if we don't say yes because we don't understand the potency of the results, so we may not take it forward. So it's important that we do look into transits, important enough but not maybe as important, as long lasting as the longer duration ones. However, saying that, let's jump in and see Mercury's transit into Gemini, which has just happened a few days back. What could be the potential results it could bring for all of the rising ascendant natives? Now, for Aries ascendant natives, we know that Gemini sign is the 3rd house, and Mercury rules the 3rd house as well as the 6th house, and Mercury has just now transited into its own sign, into its own house, the 3rd house. So here the results will be coming mobile for you, or will be triggered for the 3rd house and the 6th house specifically. So this means that communication is triggered, communication is activated, effort, self-effort is activated to a larger extent, as well as your service, your work area is also highlighted, which means that in your work arena you may be expected to communicate, or maybe indulge in some important communications as well. Maybe send important emails for proposals, maybe send emails to clients, which could have a stronger impact on your work also. Some of these communication may not seem to be important initially, but later on could turn out to be very important. So be a little careful how you word those communications. Don't be too verbose, keep it to the point. Also, this shows that you may have to put in greater effort in your work arena so that you are able to overcome competition, because the 6th house is not only Gemini or Mercury's own sign, and now it is in Gemini. However, it is also an important house of scoring over competition and being able to do better than the competition. Now, the saving grace is Mercury is in its own sign, in the Gemini sign, so it means your communication may come to the rescue when you face competition, which means that in those situations where somebody is trying to put you down, trying to score a point over you, there Mercury's presence in Gemini means your communication may be sharp, may be apt. The only thing is, remember that Mercury is in close conjunction with Sun, so it may impact your communication to a certain extent, where you may have to redo some of the communication. Maybe the chances of you being misunderstood are also slightly higher. So ensure that you do proper documentation. Just don't speak to somebody on the phone, but also try and send an email across so that it is documented. The other thing is, this is good for people who have their own business, who have their own work, who also work out of home. So if you have own business or own practice, this is a good time to put the best foot forward. For those people who have been contemplating and putting off doing something of your own for some time, this is the right time for you to take it forward and take a decision on it. Now, for Taurus ascendant natives, Mercury is going to move, or has moved, into its own sign, Gemini, in the 2nd house, by also ruling the 5th house. This is a strong activation of change, because the 6th house or the 5th house of the 6th sign here is the 8th house to the 10th house, and its ruler Mercury is placed in the 2nd house. So by transit it is activating greater increments, greater remuneration also, and maybe an outside chance that an opportunity may also come by to you, somebody may reach out to you, or there may be an opportunity which is lying around and you have not thought about it. So do think about it now, because that could be an opportunity for change, maybe an increment also. Secondly, if you have been thinking that you have been in a job or in a role which you have been stuck up, this is the chance that over the next 15 to 20 days, if you make an attempt to find a new job, to get into a new organization, get into a new department, that may also get activated. However, ensure that the communication is very clear, very crisp, and don't make money as the main reason for you wanting to move. Make the role that is important for you, because of which you're making an attempt to move into a new role or to move into a new organization. Now, this is also a placement where in your romantic relationship with your partner, there can be some misunderstanding if you're not careful, because of Sun's close conjunction with Mercury, which means that you may say something which could be misconstrued, your partner may misunderstand, you may come across as more haughty, maybe somebody who's more authoritative, trying to be more controlling, or trying to direct them, or rule them. So be a little careful what you say, how you say, because this can be held against you. And then the next, till that next transit happens, 15-20 days, this could rub off on the wrong side of your partner. So be a little careful how you communicate with your partner. Having said that, this is also a placement for those people who are artists, who are singers, who are musicians. If you have been creative in the recent past, this is a good time for you to showcase your skills, showcase your creativity to the world. Maybe some people, important people also sitting in right places, important places, who can give you fillip in the right direction. This could also mean an opportunity coming by to you by way of your artistic endeavors to be able to get better increment as well. Now for Gemini ascendant natives, because Mercury is moved into your Lagna, into your first house, so this activates number of results for you. Firstly, Lagna means an opportunity for you to be able to put your best foot forward, to be able to increase your status, increase your stature in society, also in your work, connected to your work. However, communication is going to be key, which means Mercury's transit is giving you an opportunity. It is also your Lagna lot to be able to do something, to communicate, to write, or to send out a project. So in some way connected to your communication, this is a opportunity for you to be able to increase your status, increase the opportunity for recognition also, or at least score a few points in front of your bosses, in front of your supervisors, in front of those people who are authority figures. The other thing is, because Mercury also rules your 4th house and moved into the Lagna, which means it is also activating for some people at least that if you have been thinking of getting into a new property, buying a property, purchasing a property, moving house, looking out for new properties or investing, this is the right time for you. Also, maybe for a few people, but this is also a chance for you to say yes to somebody who you have been in the relationship for some time, and take the relationship forward, make a commitment. Few people may also get married because of Mercury being the 4th lord and getting into the Lagna. So commitment opportunities are surely getting activated for you. The other thing is also because Gemini is the sign of communication, also the sign of being creative, innovative, doing something innovative connected to your work, connected to something that you are able to project better, do your projects better, or be able to make some presentations which will be helpful to you at your workplace. This could also mean that you're also a little creative in your work as well as in your home, which means you do up the house a little bit, do something more creative, do something artistic, or even purchase certain items because of which your house feels better or looks better. Now for Cancer ascendant natives, Gemini sign is your 12th house, and Mercury has just moved into its own sign, into the 12th house. Now this is a slightly tricky placement for Mercury, because Mercury gets debilitated in the natural 12th house of the Kalpurush Kundi, which is the Pisces sign. So the 12th house of any ascendant has some degree of Pisces energies as well. So Mercury moving into the 12th house, which means that you need to be a little careful what you say, how you say, and to whom you say, because Mercury also rules your 3rd house and now is translating though into its own sign, but the 12th house, which means because of your communication there may be some misunderstanding, which could also lead to some losses. This could also mean that in your work arena, what you have done, that you may have to redo also for some people, and so be a little careful how you are sending out your projects, your presentation, how you are submitting your work. So double check your work, because otherwise it may come back for you to recheck or redo. So be a little careful here, because your efforts may go to waste. The other thing is, because of your communication, you may also rub off some of the important people on the wrong side, which means that you may come across as a little haughty to people, especially people who are superiors at work. So be a little careful, especially because Ketu's 9th aspect is also falling on Mercury in the 12th house. So be a little careful what you say, how you say, and be careful when you're submitting your work. This is also a placement where if you are in the relationship, then this is a time where you may not be able to give enough time to your partner, and so there may be some friction. So try and devote some time to your partner as well if you have not been able to give some attention. Otherwise you may run into unnecessary friction, unnecessary problems with your partner. So now for Leo ascendant natives, Gemini sign is your 11th house, and Mercury has moved a few days back into its own sign, into its own house, and while Mercury also rules the 2nd house. So this is a good placement for Mercury in transit, because Mercury is activating the 11th house or moving into larger organizations, moving into better roles, while ruling the 2nd house of income, also nutrition, which means some of you, if you have thought about moving into a larger role, changing your departments, taking up a new project, this is the right time for you to take a decision. If you have been sleeping on a decision for some time, then don't think twice, especially if there is an offer of working with your friends, working with an acquaintance, working with somebody who you think is a friend, even in your own department or some other department, then this is surely getting activated. What is also getting activated is intra-department, some project that you need to do, which you may have to work with somebody from a different department also, especially if you're working in a large organization. For those people who are working in smaller organizations, this is a good time for you to make an attempt to move into larger brands, bigger brands, and to enhance your income, enhance your nutrition also. Just be a little careful, because Mercury in the 11th house, which means that friendships are also getting activated. However, Mercury is still in close conjunction with the Sun, which means in your friendship you may say something, rub off friends in the wrong way, and because of which there could be a friction with your friends for some time, and this could also be hanging around your neck for a long period of time. So be careful what you say in your social circle. Sometimes we let our guard down because we have friends. So be a little careful what you say to your friends, because long term it may have an impact. However, for people trying to move up the career ladder, this is an excellent opportunity for you to put your best foot forward. Look for better remuneration, look for a high increment as well. Now for Virgo ascendant natives, Gemini sign is your 10th house, and Mercury has just few days back transited into your 10th house, while also ruling your Lagna itself. So Mercury is also your Lagna Lord going into transit into your 10th house, strongly activating work, strongly activating projects, strongly activating working with other people as well. However, this also gives you an opportunity of leaving a very good mark on your bosses, on your superiors, on those people who are in authority figures, the powers that be. So this is an opportunity given to you by the zodiac to make some presentations, send out some communications, do something or through your projects, through your communication, that you leave a lasting impact on them. And because of that, you gain some brownie points at work. For some people, it may also be a time for better role, a higher role, maybe even a growth opportunity for you. However, this may also mean that you have to work with people who may not be easy for you to deal with, especially because Mercury is in close conjunction with Sun. So be a little careful how you work with your team members, because some misunderstandings could lead you to have unnecessary friction with them. Now for Libra ascendant natives, Mercury has moved into Gemini sign, its own house in the 9th house, while it also rules your 12th house. So for Libra ascendant natives, two things Mercury is doing. One, it is activating long-term prospects for you through some journey where you may travel to a place which is away from your place of work currently, or even from your place of birth, and that may activate some results for you. This, for some people of Libra ascendant, you may also travel for some spiritual journeys as well, and some of you may travel because of some workshops, because of some new learning opportunities, and few people may even travel for admissions to higher universities, to institutes as well. So this is a good opportunity where your 9th house of travel is getting activated, higher learning is getting activated, higher certifications is getting activated, workshops and so forth is getting activated. Some people may also send out communication for publishing, printing. Some people who have thought about publishing or writing blogs, that is strongly getting activated for you. So this is an excellent opportunity for you to start writing blogs or do something creative on the web. However, this could also be a good opportunity for you to do something on the larger social media, which means you write blogs which don't only cater to your own countrymen, but this is useful for people around the world. So this is a good opportunity for you to write blogs or to write communication or do something creative on the web. However, be a little careful because Mercury also rules your 12th house. 12th house is a house where Mercury doesn't do too very well. It has the Pisces energies in the Kalpurush Kundli. So be a little careful how you are sending out communication, especially if you are sending out communication across national boundaries, or if you are doing or sending out communication to somebody from another culture who can also be in a foreign land. So there could be some misunderstanding. So be a little careful how you project your communication, how you send out your presentation. Now for Scorpio ascendant natives, Mercury rules your 8th house, the Gemini sign, and has just transited into the Gemini sign a few days back. So this is a good opportunity for you to do something very creative, something very innovative, but something very artistic also, something which is more fictional rather than something which is more related to a day-to-day job. So those people who are artists, those of you who are in theatre or acting or doing something on the social media, this is a good time for you. Those people who are in accounts, in finance, in banks, for them also this is a good period for you because the 8th house is getting activated. It's a virtual house which is getting activated, virtual money is getting activated, wealth management is getting activated, while Mercury also rules your 11th house. Which means that for those people who have been trying or want to try or have a desire to move into large organizations, into larger brands, so this is getting activated for those people who are in IT or related to finance, tax, accounting, and to some extent even creative fields, artistic fields also. So a good opportunity overall. However, for some of you, you may have one friend who is giving you a tough time or may give you a tough time over the next 10 to 15 days. So be careful of how you are coming across with your friends. This is also an opportunity that there may be a friend who ends up becoming a romantic liaison also for you. So if you like somebody and you have been putting it off, this is the right time for you to go ahead and propose or say that you like the person. However, be careful how you put it across. You may come across as too haughty, controlling also with your friends, in your social network, so guard against that. For Sagittarius ascendant natives, Mercury rules your 7th house as well as your 10th house. And Mercury has just a few days back transited into your 7th house, into its own sign of Gemini. So here Mercury is doing three things for you. Number one, moving into the 7th house, it is activating partnerships. It is activating working with different kinds of people. and also activating for you getting into a new partnership, into a new department as well. This is also good for those people who are doing their business or want to do their business or want to get into a new partnership. Then this is a good period for you to take it forward. This could also mean that your bosses come across to you and tell you that you have to work with a different team, a different department, a new team member also. A new team member may even join your team. So be on your guard that new member may join in, or you may have a new opportunity, or new work may come across where partnership may be the key rather than you. So here you are getting into a role where it may be more we rather than me. So be careful there, because of Mercury's close conjunction with Sun, you may come across as more ruling, more authoritative. So guard against that, especially because Mercury also rules your 10th house. So this could have a bearing on your work arena also. Your status, your stature in your work, your dignity or your personality, or how you are perceived at work may also get affected by this. So be a little careful how you say, what you say to people. This is also an opportunity for you to work closer with superiors, authority figures at work, in a partnership, working with maybe a boss on a presentation, working with a authority figure on a project. So be careful, on your guard, put your best foot forward, do your excellent work, because this could also give a fillip to your career in the long run. For Capricorn ascendant natives, Mercury rules both your 6th house as well as your 9th house, and just now transited into its own sign of Gemini in the 6th house. So here Mercury is activating the 6th house of service, and because in the Kalpurush Kundli, in the Aries ascendant or the Mesha Rashi, Mercury rules the 6th house. So Mercury getting into the 6th house, this is a strong sign, strong placement for Mercury. Mercury is most comfortable in the 6th house as well. So here it is activating service. However, it is also activating service connected to communication, creativity, innovation, which means there may be an opportunity for being more innovative at work, doing something which is out of the box, because of which there may be a good recognition, good appreciation for you, and an opportunity for you to also increase your status, your stature, and you may also get an opportunity of traveling, because Mercury also rules the 9th house. So some of you may travel to work with a different team, or to be able to guide a different team, or even teach a different team, because Mercury rules the 9th house of higher learning. So this is getting activated. For some of you, you may join some workshop. There may be some new learning opportunities which may be helpful for you in your service. So watch out for it, but keep an eye out for new workshops which are good for you. Don't say no, even if you are too tied up. This is a good period for you. Some of you may travel far away from your work area to get connected with new teams, or to work with new teams in a partnership. That is also getting activated. For some of you, those people who are connected to accounts or connected to finance, for them new opportunities are getting activated. For those people especially connected to banks, connected to financial institutions, wealth management and all. Now for Aquarius ascendant natives, Mercury is just moved into its own sign of Gemini, into your 5th house, while Mercury also rules your 8th house. So here Mercury brings in some obstacles, some challenges, some problems to you in your communication connected to your work, because the 5th house is the 8th house to the 10th house, and Mercury also rules your 8th house and gone 8 houses away from your 10th house. So this is a slightly tricky placement. However, because its transit is in its own sign, so the good thing is here it is activating communication oriented change. So if you have had challenges so far over the last 2-3 months, this placement is doing away with some of the challenges, doing away with some of the obstacles, and creating new opportunities, even for a job change, even for a role change. So keep an eye on that. However, if you have been working on some project, there may be new hindrances, new obstacles also there, because of how you are communicating. So be a little careful how you communicate, how you send the project across, because otherwise, because of Mercury's close conjunction with Sun, you may come across as being too haughty, being more authoritative, also coming across as more ruling to others. Now for Pisces ascendant natives, Mercury has just moved into its own sign of Gemini, while also ruling the 7th house. So this is activating very strong chances of focusing more on your domestic front, focusing on your family, focusing on your partner, focusing on the home. So some of you may be tied up at home, doing certain things at home, home improvement, communicating with people about home, or reaching out to people, especially for those people who are trying to go for real estate investments, or you may write a communication to somebody about home, for example, writing a communication to your bank about your loan or asking for a loan. So all those areas connected to home, home improvement, purchasing equipment, doing up to the home are getting activated, and communicating regarding that, discussing about it with your partner is getting activated. For some of you, because the 7th Lord has moved into the 4th house, so settling into a domestic alliance or saying yes to a proposal, getting married, or committing to somebody is also strongly getting activated. So if you say yes to somebody now, in the next 15 to 20 days, there is a chance that this may go a long way forward. This could give you and get you into a stable relationship as well. However, be a little careful how you deal with your partner at home, because of Mercury's close conjunction with Sun, you could be misunderstood connected to home, connected to your partner, and then over the next 15-20 days could be a little miserable time for you otherwise. So be a little careful how you communicate, how you do things, how you purchase equipment, how you do up your home, how you communicate about your home property, because these can have long-term impact for you. So friends, now that we have discussed a short duration transit of Mercury into Gemini sign, however, for some of you this can trigger certain results, certain effects for you. So please do look into your horoscope where Mercury is placed, which houses it rules, what doshas and yogas it is in, because that could also have a bearing on how this particular transit plays out for you. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off.